Good evening, everyone. Sorry for this delayed presentation. This time we wanted to see what happens on Sunday, that is today, so that we can be a little better positioned to predict what happens on Monday. And I think that is what happened in last week. I think Kunal will add to that, is that we had an amazing week. Whatever Kunal predicted happened. Index moved 3 straight 100 points in about less than 3 trading sessions. Friday, I think it got the jitters of whatever is going to happen on the election day outcome. And I think markets knew much better than anyone else, including us, that this is how it's going to look, that BJP will not get even 100 points in seats in West Bengal. So I think the market got jittered, and I think a lot of profit booking took place at that. But I think, so let's hand over to Kunal and let's see what's Kunal's view on this. Hi Kunal, how are you?
All great, Neil. So yes, the week was really amazing. We saw many ups and downs coming in. First 3 days, straight rally, that's on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, followed by a pause on Thursday and a steep decline on Friday. As you said, yes, I always believe the fact, because we follow technicals, I always believe the fact that market discounts everything. And this is what markets were probably cautious about. And we saw a steep decline on Friday, kind of profit booking. We are not very sure whether it's going to go down itself. Let's go through the price action on the indices front, and we'll be able to, speak more clearly on how the formations are. So the first part of presentation, as last week, is indices this week. We got many reviews, Neil, right? So we got many reviews as to keep the presentation as short as possible and try to add many things into it. So this presentation, guys, we are just focusing more on the numbers, and we have tried to reduce the content of it, so to make it more interesting. So first is Nifty. So what we saw was last week we were somewhere at around 14,000 odd levels, and from there we went up to 15,045. That was a high made by Nifty on Thursday morning. There was almost 700 points rally from last week, and this rally was, well, easy to manage and participate because we were right near to the support, and that's what our view was. What we are seeing now is market halted at the same resistance level, which is been made by connecting the previous two highs. So yes, 15,045 acted as a resistance, but till now there is nothing negative on the chart. The sideways consolidation which we are seeing in market since last 2 months is just continuing. In between, I've made a dotted line which shows that there was a false breakout. People who considered this to be like a falling wedge, they must have got trapped, because this reversal is plotting the prices within that falling wedge. So now needs to be cautious on the higher zone. The levels to watch out for will be 15,045 on the higher end. And on the lower side, I think the support will be offered by the lower blue dark line that's coming near to 14,000. So those levels ध्यान में रखने हैं, 15,045 on the higher side and 14,000 on the lower side. Let's wait and watch how this week pans out. If tomorrow morning we see a gap down open and we reach somewhere near to 14,000, guys, we won't be able to regularly update during the week, but keep these levels in mind. 14,000 के around अगर market pause लेता है और वहीं पे consolidate होता है, और अगर नीचे गिरने, I mean it doesn't fall down, then yes, we are gonna be bullish near to that 14,000 mark. If you're already long on the market, then yes, we may, you may have some stress on your head, but we will have a trailing stop loss. So I'm sure you all must be saved. But if you are still long on the market, keep that 14,000 zone in mind. Think of adding near to that zone again. And if it reaches near to 14,800, 15,000 mark, that would be the level to watch out for a new breakout. If breakout comes, yes, we will be into the rally again. Let's move on to Bank Nifty. Now what we saw was Bank Nifty rallied by almost 2,600 points from last week. A massive reversal on the upside, but again, you can see that red line which has been made by connecting previous 3 highs. Markets halted at the same level, made a high of 34,287, and we are seeing the decline now. Which levels to watch out? Because the markets are in broader consolidation right from Feb till now. You can on the lower side, you can keep a watch on 31,000 level, which is almost 1,700 points away from the present level. So that level to watch out for. And on the higher side, we'll have 34,300 kind of zone to watch out for. Guys, keep these 2 points as a ballpark levels. जो direction में breakout होगा, either positive या फिर breakdown होगा negative, you expect a decisive rally to emerge after that, because this is like a spring which has been pressed by now. So और थोड़ा टाइम गया और स्प्रिंग प्रेस हो जाएगा. Be ready for a trigger. If that trigger comes through, you can expect a decisive rally, and that rally is going to be a very steep rally, either positive or negative. Well, I'm more on the bullish side. Reason being, there are many other studies which are supporting the bullishness. So let's see. Let's not predict the market. Keep these levels in mind. Buy near support, sell near resistance. Wait for the breakout or breakdown. If that comes through, we jump and buy again. Right? All right. We move on to the word of the week. Now, as Neil, you said that, we already saw the election results outcome, and, something which was not expected, or there are many people who are saying this was an expected event. Well, the way BJP was promoting the election, I think more people were on the positive side of seeing some kind of turnaround story coming in West Bengal at least. But let's not approach the market with some kind of mindset. This has been my learning of last 10 years. What we saw was a massive decline during 2020, and March, April turned out to be a beginning of the pandemic situation. Nobody anticipated that markets can even deliver 100% returns on indices front in less than a year, right? So we are going to approach the market without emotions, very clearly. We simply follow demand and supply rules. Wherever there is demand, we go and buy. Wherever there is supply, we go and sell. Keep those levels in mind and approach market without any emotions. Because I was speaking to someone and he made a very good statement which I have kept on my study table also, which says markets are the gold mines if you keep emotions aside. So that's what we have to learn, that yes, if there is a demand, if the prices are going up, you keep emotions aside, don't add ifs and buts into it, otherwise we may get stuck. So keep this word of the week in mind, that we should not be approaching market with any mindset and any emotion. If markets are falling significant, gap down open, remember psychological behavior of everyone has to be in mind. If everyone panics, that's not the way markets are going to behave. And if everyone is bullish, that's not the way markets are going to behave again. So be bullish when markets are bearish, and be bearish when the markets are bullish, and keep those levels in mind before approaching the market. Price action. So let's see where the price action is. Again, we are giving a lot of importance to demand and supply for time being. So we are going to identify those counters where there is a decent demand seen, or say a kind of bearish formation is seen. Okay, so these are the stocks to watch out for. Last week we had discussed about banking stocks. So SBI, Axis Bank, we spoke about Maruti, Bajaj Auto. Maruti did not perform at all because there was no breakout, and the levels which we had discussed last week did not trigger at all. But apart from that, almost all counters did really good. So let's see how this stocks which we are going to discuss now is expected to behave this week. Right. So the first is AU Small Finance Bank. Now I intentionally took up this counter, reason being we already saw the results coming from the companies, and we also saw auditors resigning well before the fundraising activity was done. The stock is in limelight, and the beauty of this stock is you can see the support line which is made with the black line, right? That's from the bottom of May till now. The counter has halted on the same line itself. And that level is known as the inflection point. That 1,000 point is called as inflection point because that level is being offered by two lines. The first is a red line, which is the horizontal support line, and one is the black line, which is a trending 45-50 degree trend line on the upside. So 1,000 and being the round off level is anyway going to offer the good support. So if AU Small Finance Bank decisively falls below 1,000, yes, we need to consider this entire uptrend which we saw from beginning of May till now may get challenged, and we may see a massive decline coming in the counters. But by any chance, forget about Monday. If Monday market gap down opens, AU Small Finance being in news may open with a gap on the lower side. But if it reverses and goes about 1,000 in couple of days, I would be the first buyer on this counter very clearly. Reason being, this 1,000 mark is something which is very important. We need to see how the stock reacts on this level. If stocks hold on to the level of 1,000, yes, we expect the rally to continue on the upside. But by any chance, if it goes decisively below this, yes, I expect a massive decline on the counter looking at the formation on the chart. All right, so we move on to the next, and that is Chola Finance. Now, Chola Finance formations are very attractive. Let me use few technical terms here. The price action which is shown at the top, I'm just connecting the bottoms and the top. It is showing a rising wedge. Rising wedge is a bearish formation. And the indicator which is plotted below the price action is the RSI, that's relative strength index. This relative strength index measures the strength of the stock's present move compared to the stock's previous move. अब इसमें हो क्या रहा है, ये springy बन रहा है. You can see the prices, these two lines which are made on the price are converging towards each other, and that's why the strength is reducing, and you can see RSI is coming down. Now this is showing a bearish divergence on the chart. Yes, this bearish divergence will get confirmed when the price breaks out of this consolidation on the lower side. जब तक ये चोलामंडलम फाइनेंस ये ब्रेक डाउन करेगा 550 levels, approximately 555 levels पे, this will give a lower breakdown. On that breakdown, I expect the Cholamandalam to end this entire positive rally and then start a bearish move going forward. So keep a watch on Cholamandalam Finance, guys. Just remember one thing: this bearish divergence and the rising wedge may continue for some more time, but we need to trigger our position only when the breakdown happens. Either sell near to resistance or wait for the support to be broken. So when the support is broken, we initiate a short position there. Now question must be coming in your mind कि ये breakdown आया तो हमें कैसे पता चलेगा? It's very simple. Move on to any mobile application like Edelweiss है या फिर we have Money Control or any other chart link. There are thousands of free softwares available everywhere in the world. Just open the chart and connect these two lines which are shown on the presentation right now. These bottoms have to be connected. The first bottom is at around 400 mark and the second bottom is at around 490 mark. So when you connect these two bottoms, you will have a support line. Whenever that support line is broken, I expect then the trend to reverse. There is a bright possibility of stock falling after that. So keep Cholamandalam Finance in mind for bearish trade. All right, so let's move on to the next, and that's Amara Raja batteries. Now, इसमें बहुत सारे observations हैं. Typical observation is the price action number one. You can see the rally which started from almost 370 levels, went up to 1025, right? And from there, we are seeing a correction. The stock is right now trading at around 800. The first observation here is, of that entire rally, the counter has corrected by almost 38.2%, which is considered to be a Fibonacci support level. That's coinciding with the role reversal, that's support turning into resistance and resistance turning into support, right? That's change in polarity. So आपने ये जो line देखा, which is made here, you can see initially that was acting as a resistance mark, and now that has offered the support, right? So that's again interesting thing to watch out for. And third is, look at the RSI. It's the first time after March that RSI went below 30 mark and it's covering from that level. Right now it's trading at around 41, which is showing that there is a possibility of the strength coming into the counter. Can we just go and buy immediately? No. On Thursday, there was a massive negative candle. Friday turned out to be a bullish green candle. The day this bullish candle crosses the red candle on the upside, we can initiate a buy. Remember, this is a trading bet. It's on the daily chart. So whenever it happens, either it's tomorrow or day after tomorrow or say Wednesday, Thursday, whenever, I will go long only when this candle is reversed completely compared to the last fall. Also remember, ये जो formation बन रहा है, this is a curve formation which is happening at the end. So this curve formation many times offer false breakout and breakdown. So unless this 775 is not taken out on the lower side, all my bullish arguments will remain valid. So if someone is trading on this idea, should keep that ideal level of 780 in mind, 775, 780 in mind. Buy decisively if market goes below that, I would change my view. Otherwise, this entire bullish formation, which is seen on the chart, may remain open. So watch out for two levels. That's first 820 kind of mark, which is a breakout level. And on the other side, conservatively, 800 levels for support. 775 is the final support, definitely, but 800 will be the decisive support of the previous bottom itself of the candle. So 800, 820 to keep in mind. If someone is initiating a trade, keep that level in mind and don't please trade without stop losses, because markets are gonna be jittery and volatile for this coming week, right? Okay, coming to Coal India. Now, very interesting formations here. Neil, I'm sure you won't be able to explain this entire concept, but you just keep this few levels in mind, which will be easier for the viewers also to keep. So this is an entire curve formation, which we are seeing from September 2020, all right? September 2019. Since then, we are seeing that massive curve formation on the chart. That is the black line. Even I got to know about this entire curve when first time it made bottom near November. And recently, it made the bottom on the same support line. Now, what you can see is that there is exactly a mirror image formation happening on the chart. So on the left hand side, you can see an expanding wedge on the left hand side. And now this is an expanding wedge on the right hand side, where two lines are not converging towards each other, they are diverging from each other. So this is the typical behavior under the curve formation. Look at the volume activity. I have not kept any other indicators here. It's just volume and the price action. You can see whenever there is an uptick on the chart, there has been a good volume on the counter. And whenever there is a decline in the chart, there is lack of volume, which shows that intentionally someone is trying to accumulate the counter on the every rise. Or we can make a statement that whenever there is an accumulation, the volumes are picking up. So keep this chart in mind. I would say that my entire view will get negated only when Coal India goes below 120 mark. And that's for sure. The reason being, there we have a breakdown of the blue support line and even the breakdown of the massive curve formation, which is a black line formation. So once it goes below 120 mark with volume decisive candle, I would change my view. Otherwise, this counter can be the best accumulation counter. Looking at the way volumes are shaping up, even someone is willing to trade on the short term bet can definitely go long on this counter. 133 itself is the good level. 134 and a half, 134.50, ये level का breakout होगा. Once it goes above that, keeping the longer stop loss of say 125, one can expect the price to reach up to 160. Remember, slow and steady mover है, everyday circuit वाला counter नहीं है. So this may take time to reach the level of 160 mark, but let's see how it shapes up. It's gonna be one of the investment bets also, as well as if someone is willing to trade on the counter, can initiate the buy at this level itself, because it's just taken the support of this trend line. So Neil, whichever stocks we are discussing, just one thing to note here is that time frame is not something which I am focusing as of now onto. We are focusing more on the trend. So if the trend emerges, we are into it. And I follow the strategy where we don't keep the targets, we keep the stop losses. So let's not keep the target. This counter, nobody thought that a stock like say Tanla Solution, which rallied from 40 rupees, can go up to 1,000 rupees, or say the way Adani stocks have done, right? So in case we keep the targets, we may exit our position early. So rather we follow the trailing stop loss method, where we can simply raise our stop losses as per any method which is either known to us, or say whenever the stock goes up by 5%, raise our stop loss by 2%. That can be the simple strategy which anyone can follow, right? All right, so let's move on to our next counter, and that is BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electricals. अब इसमें ना बहुत सारे beautiful formations हैं. So let me explain this. The first was a massive decline. जब बना था, counter made a bottom at around 20. From there it came up to 47. From there it came down back to 24. Made almost higher bottom. There are many people who are calling it as double bottom. Yeah, it's a double bottom kind of formation, or you call it as higher bottom formation. It broke out of that 47 mark, 46, 47 mark, which is the horizontal resistance line highlighted in the red color. It went up to 56, came down, retested the same level, and now it is coming out of that consolidation again. Now that channel which you are seeing is not exactly a channel, because it's not parallel. It's a falling expanding wedge, which is again a bullish formation. I have also plotted Ichimoku on this. Ichimoku में आपको दिखेगा कि it has exactly taken the support of the lower red line of the Ichimoku, which is Penko B line. Now, not getting much into details of it, but one thing I can tell you is that the difference, that green shaded portion which you can see on the indicator, is known as the Kumo cloud. It is taking the support of Kumo cloud. It has also taken the support of the retesting of that breakout zone, and now almost ready to give the breakout. Once this counter gives the breakout of around 14, as of now it's trading at around 48.3. If it gives a breakout, it goes about 49 and it sustains there. ये पूरा जो rally था, जो consolidation था, it will start the new rally again after the broader consolidation. So watch out for BHEL. Yes, I'm personally heavily invested on this, so I'll come to that point again at the end. But yes, keep a watch on this. Formations are very attractive. Support level would be 47. Breakout level will be 49. Best risk reward ratio is available on BHEL as of now. So watch out for BHEL. All right. So this is all for the discussion for the day. We discussed about indices and few stocks also.
एक स्मॉल रिक्वेस्ट है, आप कुणाल को ट्विटर पे फॉलो करिए. अगर आपको कोई डाउट है उनके कोर्स के बारे में, आप उनको ईमेल कर सकते हैं. वो कोर्सेज भी कंडक्ट करते हैं वीकेंड पे, टेक्निकल्स पे. उनका ब्लॉग भी है जिन पे वो वीकली या जब भी उनको कोई एक अट्रैक्टिव चीज दिखे तो उसके ऊपर वो डिटेल एक्सप्लेनेशन देते हैं. और वो ट्विटर पे काफी एक्टिव है, तो रेगुलरली कुछ तो कुछ वहाँ पे अपडेट करते रहते हैं। तो रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप उनको वहाँ पे फॉलो करिए, ईमेल करिए कोई दिक्कत है, और हमको सजेशन और फीडबैक दीजिए कि हम इसको और कोई एंगल से इम्प्रूव करें, सो दैट आप इसमें आपको इससे फायदा हो, लाभ हो। दैट्स द ओनली इंटेंट हमारा।
All right, and guys, just last one disclaimer is that kindly note that this update is only for educational purpose. It is safe to assume that my personal position, my funds position, my clients as well as relatives position may be open in the counter. Prefer to take the advice of your financial advisor before initiating any position, right? And prefer to keep the risk reward ratio in mind, give importance to personal temperament, risk appetite, and financial background before initiating any position. So, all right, with this note, we end today's presentation here itself.
Thank you so much, and we see you next week again. Thank you,
Pleasure.
Kunal.
Pleasure.